Okay, if what just happened today isn't a wake-up call to Sneako fans that maybe they should self-evaluate and reconsider whether they want to support this guy.
The woman! The woman!
What? I do not know what will be, okay? Sneako was in a debate today that I think without a shadow of a doubt was his worst performance in not only any debate, but any beef, conversation, interaction that he's ever had. Dude, if he said what he said today back in 2022 when his career was at an all-time high, dude, he would have lost everything overnight. I think his channel would have been evaporated, Thanos snapped off the platform, and within a week he'd be jiggling an empty cup for coins outside of a Waffle House. So Destiny was streaming today and Sneako ended up joining the Discord call, and things obviously got really messy as they tend to with Sneako. There were two other creators in this call, XQC and Cuff'em. I'm pretty uninterested in the majority of the conversation and it's not worth talking about. It's unimportant. What matters is the conversation that Sneako had with Destiny and XQC about pedophilia. Afterward, we'll talk about some other clips from this stream and how absurd Sneako sounds in some of them. But this is actually insane. So Destiny asks Sneako a very simple question. What does he think the age of consent should be? Now, if you're the kind of person that hears that and thinks it's a trick question, I need to know why. What about that is a trick question? What about that is a trap question? If you think that question is designed to make somebody look bad, then you probably just look bad and that question is gonna bring it out of you. Because I feel like some Sneako fans would say like, oh, that's a trick question, bro. He's trying to make you seem like a pedo. But if you are worried about sounding like a pedo, when the question is like, what do you think the age of consent should be? Maybe that's because the response you're gonna give is way too young to not seem like a pedo. Anyway, here's the clip. Just so you know, I'm gonna jump in a few times to criticize Sneako, so get ready for that. And before I do that, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We are on the road to 500,000 subscribers, so come get in on the action.
Here's an easy question. What do you think the age of consent should be, Sneako?
This is not an important conversation.
No, you don't think kids are not as an important conversation? What do you think the age of consent should be? If you want to be consistent, you don't think anything updates, just tell us what you think it should be.
Okay, so right off the bat, he goes, I don't think this is an important conversation. I would argue it's actually one of the most important conversations of all time and has always been. You know, it's actually so funny too because Sneako is the kind of person who has historically been very vocal on issues regarding LGBT representation in children's media, and I happen to think that some of the stuff that he says when it comes to that issue is a valid concern. I think the age at which children are introduced to topics such as sexual orientation, sexuality, all that sort of stuff, I think that should take place in like 6th or 7th grade, you know, when people start to hit puberty and their bodies are changing. That's a good time to talk about this sort of stuff. Now, the reason a lot of people hold this view is because they believe in protecting the innocence of children. Now, whether you agree with that or not, if you think that it should be in elementary school and not middle school, whatever, I think the point is, if you believe in the idea of, you know, not telling kids about sexual topics up until a certain point, I don't think it really should be hard at all to say, yeah, oh, and the age of consent should still be 18, obviously. Like, seriously, how the fuck can one of the core tenets of your belief system be that children are at risk from social media and the woke mind virus and indoctrination, but you can't easily say, yeah, I think the age of consent should be 18. I think if you're a minor, you should not be able to consent to intercourse. I mean, I always knew that Sneako was sus on this topic because of his defense of cuties, but I did not think that it was as bad as it's about to get, so strap in.
What do you think the age of consent should be? If you want to be consistent, you don't think anything updates, just tell us what you think it should be.
I think it should be past at a developed age.
What is a developed age? If you had to set a law for it, what would you set it? What would you set it about?
It's a developed age.
No, answer the question, you fucking pussy. Holy shit, you're such a cowardly fuck. Stand up for what you believe in. If you actually are fucking Muslim, you're actually Islamic or whatever, then stand up for your fucking beliefs. Every other Muslim scholar online will do this. Do it. Stand tall on it. Don't act like a little pussy in here trying to grill fucking XQC on fucking on modern meta ethics or whatever. If you want to answer basic questions about your worldview, what should the age of consent be?
So Destiny cooks him, rightfully so. I'm glad he did that, laying him flat on the grill to cook evenly on both sides at a nice medium rare temperature. And I think it's like, why not just give a number? Like, I don't even understand. Like, yeah, just say 18. Just say 18, even if that's not what you believe. Literally, why would you not say 18? This to me, and this was always the case, you know, when Vosh got exposed for having, you know, on his hard drive that cheese pizza, I was the kind of person who was like, yeah, I kind of expected this because Vosh is somebody who often debates about what the age of consent should be and why. And to me, I feel like if you spend your time debating what the age of consent should be, that must feel like an issue you think is so important. So if you think it's really important, it probably pertains to your life in some way. The things that affect us most in our day-to-day lives are the things that we care about the most. I drink energy drinks. If the FDA was to ban energy drinks, I would personally be vocal against it it, I would say, hey, that's not good. And I would assume that most people who would be vocal against it are people who also drink energy drinks. So if you're one of these grown-ass men who debates and you're saying, hey, we should lower the age of consent, or I think we should revisit that, why? Literally why? I feel like you must have some sort of stake in it. Because it's also the sort of thing where it's not even on the political ballot. So when November comes around and it's election day and we're voting on a candidate, just so you know, the issue of lowering the age of consent, it's not on the agenda. Yeah, I'm sorry to get sidetracked, but yeah, Sneako is such a contrarian that he's no longer even consistent. He wants to be a contrarian, so he's anti-LGBT, but he also wants to be a contrarian, so he's pro not having the age of consent be 18.
What should the age of consent be?
You see how?
Oh, you see how you want to answer the question? You see how he's going to yap and not answer the question? I'm going to ask the same thing when you're done. Go ahead.
I just answered the question.
What was the age?
I just told you at a developed age.
Sneako thinks you should be able to 9-year-olds. That's what Sneako thinks. And he won't answer that question honestly. Or he's going to have to give a different answer, in which case he's updated his morality. He's updated his views. And that's really uncomfortable for him. You don't have an answer to any of this shit, bro. Go back to fucking that fucking corner in London where you're getting roasted by year 1 debaters on fucking Christianity. This is retarded. I don't know what the fuck you're doing in here.
I don't know how he's asked at what age should people be able to consent. And he goes, well, at a developed age, brother, a number, an age is a number. An age is not, you know, oh, it's a state of proper development. No, it's a number. You can quantify age in years, not at, you know, a relative amount of development they've had. And again, I don't know why he just doesn't say 18. Like, he has 6,000 or 7,000 people that watch him over on Rumble. I would say, like, less than 1% of people out there are cool with someone saying, yeah, the age of consent should be lowered. Like, this is the sort of thing where it's like, regardless of your politics and how your audience feels about certain things, this is that one issue that you can look at everybody, regardless of their background, politics, whatever, and you say, hey, well, at least we can all agree that we shouldn't support pedophilia, or we shouldn't be lowering the age of consent. Anyway, so in that clip, obviously, Destiny completely obliterates him, annihilates him. He's left in smithereens, and deservingly so. But I want to check out a few more clips from this stream that happened today, because it was absolutely insane.
Right, no, but being gay is a choice. That's a decision.
Literally, there's no place in the world where it's been discovered how to change somebody's sexuality like that. It just doesn't happen.
You want to know how to not do that? Is just don't kiss a guy as a man.
Right, but that doesn't do anything. It doesn't erase the desire. If I'm attracted to girls, me not kissing them isn't going to make me not attracted to them. Guys who get no play are still attracted to women. They just get no play. Like, if you're gay and you get no play, you're still gay. Not doing the thing that you want to do doesn't make you not wanting to do it.
Do you just not have relationships anymore, or?
No, you could have a relationship, but with the correct sex.
Yeah, but if you don't have any sexual attraction towards them, why would you do that?
That's the wrong feeling. That's just an incorrect.
When you say the wrong feeling, what? According to who?
The same reason you tell pedophile that they should stop being attracted to kids. It's like you should have a morality about
Hold on.
that.
Why do you think pedophilia is wrong?
No. Answer. It's a good question.
Yeah, I need to make sure you have any idea. Yeah, tell me. No, wait. Make him answer. Yeah, don't bail him out. Make him answer. Why is pedophilia wrong, Sneako? Yeah.
Because it's not how a relationship. Because God says it's wrong.
That's the reason why. Hold on. Wait. So Sneako. No, wait. This is so easy. So then Sneako. So if God tells you that you can kids like he did with Muhammad or whatever, you think that's okay then? That you would change your mind on that tomorrow?
That's not what happened.
No. I'm asking you. If God tells you, Sneako, I think kids is okay, then you would change your mind on it tomorrow.
There has to be a justification for everything.
Oh, hold on. God has to justify himself? God has to justify it? If you're talking about the need for a justification, then that means something's not good because God says it. It's only good because he's giving you whatever the justification is. So God saying things doesn't mean anything then. So you're just wrong on that. So then what's the justification then for why pedophilia is bad?
Because it's not, kids cannot consent.
There you go. Good job. Yep, you got there. Good job.
It really should not have been this hard for him to say something that he said so many times when regarding children having puberty blockers or HRT. When it comes to that, he'll easily say kids cannot consent, right? But on this issue, for some reason, when talking about what the age of consent should be and why p3dophilia should not be normalized and is just bad in general, he's having a rough time, and I don't even know why. Like, Sneako literally never has brought up that God says it's wrong as his justification for why children should not be on HRT or why they shouldn't go to pride parades or something like that. Obviously, he believes that, but it's never been his main go-to argument because it's really not the best argument. When you're arguing against a position where the people who hold that position aren't even close to being religious, using a religious argument against them isn't going to do anything. If I don't believe in math, you can't use math to prove a point to me.
No, I'm saying that the reason that XQC draws a line there, it's not because of this morality thing, because nobody wants to be fat, nobody wants to be broke.
Nobody wants to be a Muslim? Why do they get so offended when you make fun of them for it?
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Like,
that's exactly. You said that people get offended for being gay because they're ashamed to be gay. So I'm asking you, then, do people get offended by being called Muslim because they're Muslims? Are they ashamed of being Muslims?
The way he debates Cuffham is he's going to equate being Muslim to being gay. Nobody gets offended if a blue hair Destiny calls me a Muslim. Nobody's offended, right? If I call somebody gay and you're not gay, they'll get offended because nobody wants to be gay.
They're not offended. They don't want to be around people that are hateful. They're upset because you're being hateful towards them. The same way that Muslims get offended when you talk about their religion in a negative way.
Also, I think that they have kind of the right to be upset, right? To be kind of for something that they can't change, right?
No. It doesn't have to do with can't change or can change. Like for instance, you can change your nationality. It doesn't necessarily mean you should attack somebody over their nationality. You can change the country you're living in or whatever.
Well, that's like my view on it. It's like I don't think it's a good thing that you go around just being who you are and getting clapped on all the fucking time for it. I think
sure, it can feel bad, but I mean, like, insults are supposed to feel bad. But the question is like, what do you want to make somebody feel bad for, right? If it's a bad characteristic, so if you think somebody's generally bad because they're like a C or a tanky or a brokey or they're fat or whatever, those are all like bad characteristics, then you can say like, oh, well, yeah, you can make fun of people for these things. If you're making fun of somebody for being gay, the implication is you think that being gay is like a negative, bad characteristic, and that's why you're being bad for it.
Okay, so I don't think when you make fun of somebody, the thing you're making fun of them for is always going to be a bad thing. Obviously, it's probably more often than not the case, but it's not always the case. You can make fun of somebody for being tall, but being tall is not a bad thing. You know, if you call someone like a tree or you call them Slender Man, I know this because I'm tall, right? And I get made fun of sometimes because I'm tall, but it's not a bad thing, and I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my god, I'm oppressed, I need sympathy. Nobody gives a shit. And you could obviously make fun of somebody for something horrible that's happened to them. You know, maybe they slipped and fell on a banana peel and their family is not affluent enough to be able to afford the medical bills. Best they can do is a wheelchair, so he's gonna be wheelchair ridden for the rest of his life. Now, that being said, if you are making a joke about someone being gay, I think it kind of just depends on how you do it. Look, I call a lot of things gay that aren't gay. If I die in a video game, the video game is gay. If I have to make a discussion board post and respond to 3 other people in order to complete an assignment, that is gay. And if that upsets you, if you think that that's not okay, I don't care. I'm still gonna do it, and that's a you thing. But that being said, if you go up to somebody and say, oh, you're gay? Well, that makes sense. Of course your family left you and doesn't love you anymore, and you're gonna be abandoned for the rest of your life. You gotta assume the person who's gonna hear that is gonna get offended. You know, they're probably not gonna be like, oh, haha, that's funny. It's funny. You know, they're gonna get upset because that's not really funny. So yeah, I guess that's just my stance on this.
No, because you compared homosexuality to wait. So make him answer this question. No, hold on. Why is it then that homosexuality, which can be practiced between 2 consenting adults, why should that be a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. It's just not right.
Like, what does that even mean? It's not a bad thing. It's just not right. If something is not right, then it's wrong. And if something is wrong, it's bad. If you're doing something wrong, you're doing something bad. Here's the thing, too, is if he actually wants to make an argument here, he can make that argument. He can argue that it's bad to be gay or whatever. But I don't even think he knows what he believes. Like, he doesn't seem to know what the age of consent should be. He doesn't seem to know if being gay is good or bad. He has no idea. He is just, like, real-time malfunctioning.
There's no purpose that it's serving. What are you doing that
for? The
purpose
it's serving is 2 people that love each other, might want to be in a relationship and build a household and do that together. That might be something they want to do.
It doesn't serve a greater purpose.
Every single thing in your life has to serve a greater purpose?
Exactly.
Okay, besides him being religious, what does he really do in his day-to-day life that is serving a greater purpose? I'm talking about Sneako. I've checked on his streams a few times, and there's a large portion he spends while streaming reacting to memes in his Discord server. What greater purpose does reacting to memes serve you? Like, yeah, it entertains your stream, but some of these memes are just brain rot. They have no purpose whatsoever, there's no message, and that's fine. Okay, I think it's fine to watch memes because they're funny, whatever. It's a waste of time, who cares? But Sneako thinks you shouldn't do anything that doesn't serve a greater purpose, and to me, that is just ridiculous.
No. It was a question. You didn't answer it. It was a question. Yeah, he asked you a question.
Well, he said, yeah, I guess everything in your life has to serve.
I said everything has to fulfill a greater purpose.
They know more, they improve. I try to adapt and add new parts of the machine that are a stronger machine. It's what I do. It's what I think people should try to do.
So your morality could be different tomorrow than it is today?
Absolutely, 100%. Really? There are things that we don't know yet about human cognition, psychology, just social behaviors. Something we just don't know some things, and we have to adapt to new information.
Also,
in order to
literally,
cause
Evan,
less
even
harm and
also
events.
even religions literally do this. Okay, like even religions update their standards for how they exist and how they are spread amongst their people and how their nations are ran over time. Like Islam's done this, Christianity's done this, Catholicism.
No, Islam has not done that. That's not true. And Christianity has been adapted, but that's besides the point.
What do you mean Islam hasn't done this? You don't think that Islam or Islamic states haven't changed the way, for instance, that they approach like dhimmi, like the way that they have like other religious groups that live in their countries? Like there are tons of.
You're changing morality to politics, and that's not.
That's
what I'm
hold
talking
on.
about.
I'm sorry. Wait. Shut the fuck up. That's not politics at all. What do you mean? That of course that's morality. That there should be
Muslim states. You said Muslim countries. I'm talking about the book.
I'm sorry. What do you think Muslim state means that's not involved in religion? What do you think a caliphate is? Who do you think Muhammad was? What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, you're shifting the goalposts. This is not.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Wait. I just need to hear you say this. Do you think that politics and Islam are completely dissociated from one another? They don't have anything to do with each other?
Right. You saying that it's changing, that's sort of an example of politics changing the religion. That's not to the core. And that's besides the point.
How is that besides the point? I'm sorry, hold on. I need to hear you say this. Do you think that the political system, Islamic theocracy, you don't think that has anything to do with Islam, the religion? You think those are two totally separate things?
Genuinely, I don't really care about what you're saying about Islam.
I know,
right now.
because you
I'm
have no
talking
idea.
to
But
XQC
okay,
about
if
the
you don't
word.
have any
I'm
idea what the
talking
you're
the
talking
word.
about, why are you roasting him on not knowing where all of his morals come from? You don't even know about the own
not
fucking
roasting
religion that
him.
you grift on. Like, Jesus, who
asking-
cares?
I'm asking questions to XQC. Okay?
You're not.
So
You're trying to
just-
grill him because he doesn't have an answer to the ultimate source of morality. And you don't even understand your own source of morality. It's a retarded conversation. You're just trying to like go for gotchas here so you can clip it up on your Rumble channel later.
So Sneako obviously doesn't really know why he believes what he believes and what he even believes to begin with, right? He's obviously a grifter, and so his belief system is updating constantly. And this is evident. He used to not be very anti-gay at all. And I'm talking about before he started streaming. You know, there's some clips of him saying that like he thought he was gay himself. He has no problem with people being gay. But now that it's, 2024, and this is basically how he got his big blow up in 2022 by grifting and becoming this red pill person, now he is, Anyway, though, with that all being said, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're all new to the channel. Follow my social medias. Links are all down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.